I love good bread. I cannot live without good bread. And living out here in rural Eastern Oregon, there's just not good bread to be had, in my opinion. So I took the skills that I had in baking bread, which were kind of small, and I've learned how to bake bread here, even in this building that has no electricity. So I want to show you how we modified a barbecue grill to do bread baking and pie baking, and it works really well. So what I have here is just a regular old like small hot dog barbecue grill. It's a Sunbeam. A friend of ours was getting rid of it, so he gave it to us. And what we've done is on top of this galvanized steel plate that sits on top of the burner here, we have put volcanic stones that we found in the garden. And what we're doing is trying to disperse the heat so that it goes around and makes an oven-like effect. So we've put the stones on top of the galvanized metal to act as a heat absorber. And then to further disperse the heat, I put this heavy-duty tinfoil on it. And then I put the grate over that. And then I have sort of a baking stone. I don't know, it was here and it works fine as a baking stone. So I put that over the top of the grate. And now when I put the heat on, the heat is going to come around here and fill up the space. Before I did this modification, the bread would just totally burn on the bottom. So this works really well. So I've got the gas, the propane tank here, and you can see our little helper is here observing. And I've turned on the propane tank, and I've connected it to the grill, and now I'm going to turn it on. So what I do is light my little stick here, and I will turn it on light, put the flame in, and that has lit now. And this has been a trial and error thing as far as the temperature goes for baking pies and bread, because it just has low, medium, and high. So I have mine, you know, just to the left of high. Once I've baked one loaf of bread and I have to bake the other loaf of bread after that, I turn it down a little bit because it gets hot enough. So I've got this going, and I'm preheating the oven. And so for just a little extra heat retention, I put on another heavy-duty layer of tinfoil. And while the bread is rising, I'll let this preheat about a half an hour, and then I'll put the bread in. loud. Okay. So I made some potato bread, and this is the first loaf that I've baked today, and it's part whole wheat flour, part white bread flour, and mashed potatoes. And I've got a second loaf here that has been rising, and I have it in this basket here, and that's where it rises. And I've put a little bit of flour on the top so that it doesn't stick at all to the baking stone that I have in my makeshift oven. So I just take this shield off, I open it, and kind of a quick process. I just shake it on there and close it back up and put the heat shield on, and we will wait between 40 and 45 minutes to take it out. So it has been about 41, 42 minutes, and I took a peek at the bread and it looks like it's done. So I'm going to take it out of my oven, and there you have it. And I'm going to put it alongside this one. They look a little bit different. I don't have an exact temperature gauge on this oven, so you never know how much the temperature varies once it's been heating up. So when I am finished with this, I first turn off the gas from the main tank. And then I just let it run through the tube until it turns off here. And yeah, there it is. So all the gas is out. And then I always just turn this back off so that the next time that I turn the gas on, this will be off before I light it. And oh, looks like the cat is interested in the bread. So I've got my bread here. It's cooled off, and I'm gonna cut a few slices, and you can look at the texture. It's always a little bit crunchy on the first day. By tomorrow, the crust will be a little bit softer, but it's so good to eat on the first day that it's baked. Okay, tomorrow I'll cut thinner slices. So you can see the texture is pretty good. It's pretty evenly baked. It's got good airy quality to it, and a crusty crust. And so I'm just gonna have a slice or two with some cheese. And pour a couple of glasses of some homemade apple cider that just finished brewing about a week ago. It's been going since last October. And fresh bread is so good. It doesn't even need butter, anything like that. And here's a glass of cider. And cheers.
Cheers.
And let's have a taste of this. Nice and chewy. So good.